it's me, Liv, here with my, how many weeks? How many weeks am I? 14-week bump date. I'm losing track, apparently. That's maybe pregnancy brain for you. So we'll jump right into it in terms of symptoms. I definitely have continued to have nausea on and off. Some days are better than others. It seems like clockwork. I mentioned this in my video the other day, but in case you didn't watch it, basically like between 5 and 6, like clockwork, I get sick. And sometimes it's worse than others, but just in general, around that time frame, I'm not feeling well. So I tried eating like right before that hits, and I still end up getting sick, whether it's maybe delayed a little bit or what have you. But so that's been interesting just because I am entered into the second trimester and I have a lot more energy, but yet I'm feeling more sick than maybe I was sort of in early pregnancy. Not a big deal. I will take it happily. Just, you know, it gives me reassurance that everything's going okay in a way. And also, I would do anything for this baby, so feeling sick is not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. I also have been having heartburn, so it's not all the time. I definitely found that like spicy foods or foods, you know, with a lot of bold flavors tend to make it worse. So I've been avoiding that. I've been eating more kind of bland and healthy foods. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad. It's just that I'm not used to it. I've never really had it before, so it's uncomfortable, obviously. I still am getting up in the night to pee, which is really frustrating because I'm one of those people, once I get up, I have a really hard time falling back asleep. So for instance, last night I was up at 4 a.m. and then tossed and turned, played on my phone for a bit, watched some TV in bed. Eric's away on business right now, so I was by myself. So I could do that, and eventually fell asleep with the TV on, and then ended up sleeping in late because I just hadn't slept half the night. So that's been tough. I am sort of feeling more ready to do exercise. I have more energy, as I mentioned, but I think that some part of me is still nervous to overdo it. So I've been doing daily walks, and that feels really good. I'm gonna maybe try and go to a yoga class tonight, a prenatal yoga, and see how that feels. I am a bit nervous because it's at 5:45, so if 5 o'clock hits and I'm not feeling well, then I don't think I'll be going to yoga. So we'll see if that happens. Fingers crossed. And otherwise, everything else is pretty standard. I will say that as my stomach sort of starts to expand, I do feel sort of uncomfortable. It's not like painful, although I do get little sort of painful cramps every now and again, sort of like growing pains closer to my hips. But it's, you know when you eat like a really, really big meal and you just feel bloated, like your skin is just like your whole belly is just, has this like pressure. That's kind of what it feels like some days, more so than others maybe. And it depends on the time of the day. In the morning, I don't feel as big, and then by the evening, usually I feel a lot bigger. I'm still dealing with constipation. So glamorous. But that doesn't help either. So again, like it'll ebb and flow based on that. And yeah, I guess that's about it to report on the symptom front. I'm emotionally and mentally feeling better and better as the weeks go on. I can find the heartbeat on the fetal monitor in like seconds. And I started getting worried. I'm like, am I hearing the placenta? And am I thinking it's the heartbeat? So I looked around, and it actually was harder for me to find the placenta, which I eventually did find, than it was the heartbeat. So that's encouraging, I guess. Little baby boy is growing strong, I'm hoping. We have an ultrasound on Monday. With a maternal fetal medicine doctor. It's my first appointment there. So I'm assuming I have an ultrasound. I think they said that I do. So I'm really, really hoping that we'll be measuring sort of, I won't be measuring on track because I've been measuring behind. I know that. I'm trying to go in expecting that. But I'm hoping that my behind is consistent so that I'm still just measuring where I should be based on what I have been each time previously, if that makes any sense. So I think with that appointment, and then we have another OB appointment a week after that. Once we have those appointments, I feel like I'll start to settle even more, because we are into the second trimester, but I haven't had an ultrasound for a few weeks now. So I think that that'll just give me that extra little boost of saying, yes, you are safely in the second trimester and everything is progressing as it should be. It's tough too because I'm sort of weaning off a lot of medications. So at this point, I'm still doing my blood thinner injections. And those are getting tougher because I don't have a lot of meat on my bones to begin with. And then as my stomach sort of expands, it's all really tight. So I've been bruising a lot more than previously. I'll show you guys. This is my belly. So I've got a few bruises on this side and a few bruises on that side. So that's been my little belly. That's been interesting because at the beginning I was just getting little dots, like I was really good, I wasn't bruising at all, but I think that I just don't have as much fat to go into, and it's an subcutaneous, not an intramuscular shot, so it's supposed to go under the layer of fat, which I just don't have much of right now, so I must be hitting things, I don't know. And then I'm weaning off prednisone. So the prednisone is the steroid that helps sort of suppress your immune system. You know, it helps your body accept the baby. And that's nerve-wracking to go off of, because with infertility and being on all these drugs to support your pregnancy, you start believing that you need them. You don't trust your body to do what it needs to do. So going off of that has been sort of a bit nerve-wracking, especially because I know a lot of women, I'm in some support groups, and some of them are on it until 22 weeks or 32 weeks, which is crazy, but it's what their doctors recommend, and my doctor recommended 10 weeks, and I started weaning at 12 because that was, I just used my medication up, and that's how far it got me. So I was on 20 milligrams until then, and then each week I'd go down 5 milligrams. So right now I'm on just 5 milligrams, and then next week I will be doing 5 milligrams every other day, and then I'll be off of it entirely. So yeah, learning to trust my body and learning to trust that I don't need these medications. I did fill a prescription refill for my blood thinners. I'm waiting for that appointment with the maternal fetal medicine doctor on Monday, who's a high risk, who will, you know, is assessing my high risk factorness, I don't know. So we'll see what she says about keeping me on it. I am on it because I have a double homozygous, I don't remember the term, of the MTHFR gene mutation, which can cause elevated homocysteine levels and clotting issues. So I'm assuming she might have me stay on it, but I don't know. So that will be a big determining factor. Part of me feels like this, like, I need to be on it. It's, you know, helping blood flow to the uterus. It's helping provide for baby. But if she really believes, you know, I do have to trust that these doctors know what they're doing. If she believes that I don't need to be on it, then that's going to be something that I'm going to have to work through and accept and let go of. So, or maybe get a second opinion. I don't know. If I'm really having a hard time with it, I might have to get a second opinion. But it's all in the process of letting go, and that's what motherhood's about. And I know all that, and it just, like I said, after going through infertility and your body failing you for so many years, it's hard to trust that it's going to do what it needs to do. So just working through all that, and as best as I can. So far I'm feeling pretty good. You know, we're obviously off progesterone. We're off of basically all the other medications. I am on, you know, a bunch of prenatals and things, which I try and choke down nightly, but lately I haven't been feeling well, so I've been taking them throughout the day to help with that. But I'm not going to do like the whole belly thing, but it's showing a bit more. Right now I'm feeling like a little bloated. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's starting to show. Some days, like I said, it's more than others. Today I feel like I'm showing a bit more than usual. I don't know. I don't know when women start showing. I did mention in my video yesterday as well that I started feeling sort of like flutters, which I think the proper term is like quickening. It's hard to know if what I'm feeling is actually that or if it's gas. because like I said, I've been constipated and that brings gas, but it's usually in the same spot, and it's not a feeling that I've felt before. And I have IBS with constipation dominancy anyhow, so I experience in my life gas, like bubbles in my stomach a lot. So I feel like I would know if that was what that was. So I do feel like it's what I'm feeling as baby, but it's so random and it's not all the time. So it's hard to say, and I've never felt it before. I've never been pregnant before, so I really don't know what I'm looking for. But pretty exciting if it is baby, because that's something that I've dreamed of being able to feel as the baby inside, and I can't wait for me to know that that's what I'm feeling for sure. So Eric and I think we have our name picked out. We aren't sharing that yet. We're playing around with it. We're using it, seeing how we feel, seeing how confident we are about that decision before we announce it. And it is very, very early, so we don't want to end up changing our minds and then having to like have everyone else change and get confused with which name to use. So we're holding off for the time being, but in private we are using the name, and we're really, really excited to share it when that time does come. We won't be waiting till birth, I don't think. I don't think that's going to be possible, especially if we stick with the original name that we're planning. I just don't think that we'll slip up too much, so we're going to have to announce it. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. I'm planning on doing a couple videos in the next little while here. I have some ideas, including some names that I like but will not be using, especially I'll start with the girl name video. Gosh, I really have, oh yeah, sorry, side note, I'm so distracted and ADD today. I feel like I'm getting whiskers. There's a bug. I feel like I'm getting whiskers, like these little very, very fine baby hairs on my jawbone. It's really attractive. Like, I feel sexy. But I can like grab them in my fingers, and I was showing them to Eric, and he's like, that's weird. I'm like, I don't know if I should wax them or just leave them and just rock this bug. What? I don't know. So right now I'm just rocking the peach fuzz, but it's definitely, that's another thing that I hadn't mentioned. And I lost my train of thought of what I was saying before. So I'm just gonna say goodbye, cut it off there. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.